But at the moment, Legon Cities are controlling the game. They look like the team that are controlling the game in these few minutes of the game.
Well, Hasselhoff 6 as it stands at the moment with 26 points. And they'll be hoping to better their chances. And same for Legon Cities, who are 18th. Gorgeous 12 points. Here's Salido, finds JC. Here's J. Here's JC again, trying to bring it across, and this could be dangerous, but it's pushed away and has really stayed intact. Here's Ramsey. Here's Sani. And that's a free kick for Hasselhoff.
Legon Cities are very confident, very relaxed on the ball, dictating the pace of the game as at now. They are using the wings to create chances in the box. Accra Hearts of Oak would have to be very careful at the back, especially at the left-hand side where Ransford Mensah is playing. They are multiplying, adding more, pushing more men to that area.
Here's Sabetibo coming forward. Tene got Opokwinte to his left-hand side. Finds him. Ajay on top. But he'll have to go one-on-one. Opokwinte drops it. Oh. And Hussein comes and picks it for the Phobians. That's a very poor link-up play. Here's Salidu. That's a lovely touch from Hamza. And Benjamin Asari picks it. Well, 30 minutes, 44 seconds. And it's still the same old story. Hasselhoff 0, Legon Cities 0.
The shape of the two teams on the ball for Accra Hasselhoff is 4-1-3-2, and for Legon Cities is 4-5-1. They use the wings more and leave 3 men in the midfield area to defend, to help out in the defense.
Zero Kote managing to stand his ground at the far side. Another quality player that Legon Cities have really captured. This got so much quality. Aaron Kote. Yes, Hussein for the Phobians. That's a lovely drive trying to pick his forward man, but again, so much power behind it. And that has been Hasselhoff problem in the last 40 minutes. The final delivery is always letting them down. And same as Legon Cities, who have struggled a bit in front of goal this evening. Yes, Albert Yeboah, this could be a long hit, but comes from somebody. And that'll be the first corner kick of this encounter, 50 minutes.
Hearts of Oak will have to be very careful because Legon Cities are pushing to score the first goal. In the midfield, Inti, Alidu and Yeboah are controlling the midfield. Collison is the only player who's been able to withdraw to help out in defense, to help out to stop the Legon Cities players from attacking.
Well, let's put across. Benjamin Asari manages to let's find his hands wrapped around that ball. Here's Ramsey. It's almost 4-5. Ramsey running out of options, sets it to the far side. Here's Sonny. That'll be a throwing advantage.
Sonny has shifted to the left, hoping to use the wings from the left of the attack.
Here's Hamza, brings it across, and that could be the first one, but again, was not able to find him off of the net. That's Kwabena Boateng.
What a chance! What a chance! Kwabena Boateng couldn't net the first goal for Accra Hearts of Oak.
Oh, just look at the movement again, straight build up and a straight delivery into the channel. And Sibe started it. Fan Hussein, who really saw his top man running and just managing to find him, but again, Kwabena Boateng arriving in the third legs. Yes, JC also dragging himself down to the left-hand side now. Elion operating from the far right-hand side. Yes, Super Kunti. I bet Yeboah. Here's Salido. This could be a bit dangerous for the Phobians. Lots of availability. It's Kabina Boateng against the experienced Cote. He's just not got a pedigree. Unless to run through that channel. It's a bit very, very narrow. Yes, Jay. Here's Kamal. Will that be a train advantage? Unless Asafok will now try to get a lot of bodies up front if they can really attack. And the referee Kumate action that should be taken. Well, match day 16 of the Ghana Premier League. Well, the season it has been for the 18 Ghana Premier League teams. There's been quality stuff all over across the various match venues. Here's Collinson. Sonny. Drag it to the right hand side. There's Hamza also falling deep to help. Amankwa. And it's whipped up front again, and Kwame Aziz picks it. What I feel the big problem for me is the fact that Hamza drops most of the time, and anytime the ball is driven upward where the striker needs to be positioned, is nowhere to be found.
It's because he's not getting the services. He's always on top. But today, because the balls are not coming, he's resorted to drop to the midfield and come to help out in the midfield and probably link up play and attack.
Yes, Kojo Jesse for Legon Cities. Not a bad first touch. It's in on the edge. And it's out. Hamza wins Asafok a free kick.
That was a dangerous link-up play, and Accra Hearts of Oak would have to be very careful. Very, very careful.
Well, Lidu is quite tricky, but again, if you give that youngster a lot of space, he can really, really punish you. And Asafok really need to keep their eyes stacked on those youngsters. Alidu, Kojo JC Kamal, and of course the man leading the line for them, William J.
Legon Cities are really playing well. And this is the first game for Yawa Champon.
Well, you can see that was the earlier incident. The first touch from Kojo JC. Brought it across and it was hacked by Alidu. That was a lovely movement. 20 minutes. Less than 25 minutes to go in this first half department of the game. And getting between these two has always gone to the wire. Very, very difficult.
Hearts of Oak are using long balls in this first half of the game, whilst Legon Cities have resorted to the short passing, clever little passes in the midfield to attack.
Walk cross section of the fans here, and you can see some lovely or beautiful female faces. It's just not a main affair, but the women are also here in their numbers to only support their clubs. Here's Franca Couture, the skip up the side. Here's JC, a bit of over elaborate it. And also say thank you as they pick that ball from the sideline to effect. It's well defended again by Joseph Amwa. Such another quality player. He's been running quite well down the channel. Such a big player for this Legon City side. But just look at it, that's a lovely hit. Kamal Suraj brings it back. Here's the Pokunti, picks it. And we'll have to transfer it a bit. Williams J is anybody to assist him. Hanging on to it. As Makilowa knocks him and it goes down. That is a big advantage for Legon Cities. Exciting moment. And you can see the gaffer, Ya Champo, really applauding the effort of his marksman. What a talisman has been this evening, leading the line. Now he's trying to orchestrate something. Just look at it again. Only to beat you up for the first time. Holds on to it. And you can understand his physical dominance at the far side. It's proving to be a bit difficult for the House of Folk defensive line now. Well, here's Adnan. As Legon Cities have got a big opportunity, at least to see if they can open the scoring here at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. And it's the midfielder, Ali, who goes behind it. Has the folk equally rating their three-man wall of Collinson, Sani. Lots of movement in the box. That's a clever play for Quinton on the best of touch. And Hasselhoff survives it. But how on it did he miscue that?
That was a fantastic free kick from Legon Cities. But unfortunately, he couldn't connect.
Well, it's back into the box again. Here's Sani. Looking for Kwabena Boati once again on top. But Kamal Suraj not been able to curtail it.
That should be a wake-up call for Accra Hearts of Oak. Legon Cities are pushing and they are very close. They are getting closer and closer.
Well, not a bad idea, but again, it's a bit unfortunate. Well, that was from Joseph Amwa. Yes, maybe Nte could have left it for Alidu. But as the folk has not got any issue, as they will have to drive for it from the right hand side. It's a bit bumpy. Just came out right, chasing after it. Managed to keep it on the tap. There's a J. Giving a lot of trouble to Makilowa on the far side. He's stepping in. And you can understand he's a bit frustrated. That's a long drive. And it's on the best of kick. 25 minutes. And you can understand why they skip out the side. Benjamin Afsari is not really excited with the way his team is playing tonight. Not where they want to be at the moment. At least they will have to be leading by Gottenell. By the way, Hearts of Oak are playing their ship. They're just looking a bit sluggish.
Hearts of Oak haven't been able to get into their rhythm. They've tried to control the game, but then Legon Cities have matched them. They've been able to defend well against any attack posed by the Legon Cities lads.
Yes, up by table, twisting and turning, finds Morris, goes down. And brings the sympathy of referee Kumate. What on the quality referee? Handled so many games last season. It's a very short pass. He's Petty, I bet you about to release the ball a bit earlier, but he decides to stay on it a bit. It's a lovely touch from Coach Watara. Murray, CJ, and he goes to the ground. Well, it's a bit scrapping up between these two sides, especially midfield. And a team here to really assert their dominance.
Legon Cities are playing the zonal press and are not allowing Accra Hearts of Oak anytime on the ball. As soon as Accra Hearts of Oak make a move to attack, you find about 2-3 players on the player that is on the ball, making it difficult for Accra Hearts of Oak to make any attack in this game.
Here's Salidu. Trusting forward 10. He's got a couple of players ahead of him. Waits for Kamal Suraj to arrive at the far right hand side. Salidu once again. Opokwinti, that's a lovely play. It's in and again it's cleared away. That's a brilliant defending. Really piling the pressure. Kamal Opokwinti, that's Abet Yabo instead. Back to Kamal Suraj and it's tapped away. Legon Cities corner kick. Riveting stuff.
Legon Cities are dominating this game, pinning Accra Hearts of Oak to their own goal area. They are creating a lot of chances, and Hearts of Oak will have to be very careful.
So Hearts staying very intact in this game, and already they need to be credited. Skipper Benjamin Asari for that wonderful save. Chelsea, they are really struggling anytime the ball finds its way into their box. It was a straight ball from Kamal Suraj. And that's a clever touch from the shot stopper, heading straight for the back of the net.
That's a super save by Benjamin Asari. He's shown that he's one of the men at Accra Hearts of Oak who've been able to stand their grounds.
Well, you know that the Hearts of Oak fans certainly will be in the majority. Let's see what. I'm loving to release it up front to find Hussein, but couldn't pick it. Picks Albert Yeboah instead. Here's Opokunti. Kamal Suraj coming forward for Legon Cities. Now the big question is, can he make his way? And again, Opokunti failing to find the best of touch.
Legon Cities have numbers in the midfield, and they pounce on every day. They are winning every 50-50 balls in the midfield. That's what Accra Hearts of Oak would have to work on.
Well, it's not been a very spirited performance from the Fortians in the last 30 minutes. Maybe they would have to find a way to let's try and break the back of this Legon City side that have been a bit ruthless in the last 10 minutes. Here's Maurice Husseini. I'll bet your boy and wait for it. Still Maurice Husseini goes down and he waits a free kick. That's a lovely position.
Accra Hearts of Oak are finding it very difficult.
Well, beautiful kid, Phil.
Beautiful kid. He's here, he's fun, having fun, he's jubilating. He's cheering Accra Hearts of Oak team on.
Oh, Phil, how do you know that?
His father is wearing a Hearts of Oak jersey.
All right. Well, it's what you get to see. Match day 16 of the Ghana Premier League, and it's Legon City's free kick. A few yards beyond the 18-yard, and it means that Benjamin Asari will need to really ensure that his wall is well erected to avert any danger. It's a direct kick, and it's well stopped by Benjamin Asari.
Legon Cities have dominated this first 30 minutes of the game, and it tells you that their problem has always been goal scoring, because they've created a lot of chances against Accra Hearts of Oak in this game. Accra Hearts of Oak have not been able to win the 50-50 battle in midfield, though they've defended very well. Much is expected of this Accra Hearts of Oak team.
What, 32 minutes? And Hearts will have to come from the left-hand side. Ransford Mensah. That's a big whip into the box. That's a lovely way to pick that from Albert Yeboah. Looking for a J, couldn't pick him. Picks Alidu. Really taking their time to build from the back. And the flag is already up. And you can see William A.J. not excited with a call from the referee. Well, interestingly, you look at Hearts of Oak. They've been able to win a couple of home games, picking 11 points from the last few home fixtures. As for Legon Cities, they have managed to pick a point in their last 7 away fixtures. Here's Sani. Brings it across, and that is a bit confusing. But Aziz manages to pick the broken pieces. Okay, Amankwa will have to come for a third. Decides to go for the long hits. And there's nobody in the rainbow colors to connect to it. Maybe something would have to change. Yes, Frankie Couture, who is found on that occasion. Just don't have the busiest of day this evening. And Salidu. Okay, Sani stayed on the turf. Looks to be a bit of misunderstanding there, but we'll have a look again. And for now, Sani is on the turf at the moment. What a smile tells it all. It's an exciting fixture. Just look at it. That's a bit ruthless.
The fans are enjoying themselves here. And Accra Hearts of Oak would have to make most of this free kick. They would have to probably get the ball, deliver the ball, and find a way to get their first goal for the team.
Here's Mohamed Sani, lifts it for Collins in. Here it comes across on his miss, and a final touch from behind. Absolutely nothing to write him about. That's a scary moment for the Royals. It's one of the closest they've come so far in the last few minutes. Just look at it. Hamza failed to connect to it.
Hearts of Oak had about 3 players in the box that could easily score. Unfortunately, they couldn't connect the ball into the net.
Salido trying to pick it, but Ransford Mensah picks it. Collins in. Change direction of play, trying to find Sani, but couldn't pick him. That's a lovely cut out by Joseph Amwa. Alidu. And here's Kamal Suraj. Here's Kaplan Abwati being set for. Hamza is arriving. A big blocky man, but again, that is a lot of tussle. And that's a clever play from Maurice Husseini. Unless to try and get ahead or in front of Hamza. Unless to draw that foul. And that really saving Legon Cities on that occasion.
Anytime any of the two teams try to use the wings, they create a clear-cut chance to score. On this occasion, Accra Hearts of Oak used the left side of attack, and unfortunately they weren't able to score.
Also, Opokwente is still struggling a bit from that incident or that challenge you received a few minutes earlier on. You can see holding the side of looking a bit good to go. What cross section of the fans here? Really enjoying themselves this evening. It's a big game under the floodlights. And you can understand. And the fact that this is the first game for these two teams in the new year 2025. And perhaps could find a bit of inspiration to let's start on the right footing. That's Rashford Mensah. Here comes Hamza. Goes to the ground by Maurice Husseini. The advantage of stay. Opokwente. Looking for Kojo JC. Again, very tricky youngster. But the one manages to push it ahead of him. Wally's been hard working. Maurice Husseini, the man in the fourth jersey.
Husseini and Nicolas Opokwente have controlled the midfield for Legon Cities. It's made it very difficult for Accra Hearts of Oak to penetrate through the midfield. They've used the wings most of the time, and they've been fantastic.
Also here is Hamza drawing another foul for Accra Hearts of Oak. Well, he's relieving the pressure. 39 minutes as we look to hit the 40th minute mark. Just look at it. That's a lovely connection. Joseph Amoy Bidasi with a call from the referee Francis Kumate. Feeling that was just an easy touch on the striker. There's Collins in, not the best of touch. There's Sakuto. Kamal Suraj. And Shiran Kote. Managing to find it onto the path of Alidu. We'll find Yeboah. There's Shiran Kote once again. We'll try to whip it diagonally from his side. And that's a lovely touch. And Kojo JC goes down. It's Legon Cities free kick. And that'll be the first yellow card of this game to Emmanuel Amankwa.
Legon Cities have played better. They've controlled the game throughout this first half of the game. They've used the wings, they've created spaces, and they've created lots of chances. Accra Hearts of Oak have not been able to break the midfield to the defense of Legon Cities. Although when they use the wings, they are able to create chances. They've not been able to use the wings enough to create chances for the team.
Well, you can see that's a clever tricky movement from Kojo JC. Signed this season, Legon Cities. And they would have to now try and defend. And let's see, this is a big position. Opokwente curls it in, and again it's turned away by Mohamed Sani. And that'll be a corner kick.
That was a dangerous free kick taken by Legon Cities. And Accra Hearts of Oak would still have to be very careful. because Cities are still creating chances.
So let's see. They will now have to push a lot of men into their box to try and see if they can deal with this menace. Joseph Amwa waiting to let's deliver a clever one as Obukwinti, Emmanuel Mankwa will have a bit of altercation in the penalty box. Here it comes across, but again it's just too heavy. He lost everybody. Now be a goal kick.
They had about 7 players in the box for this cross. That tells you their confidence in this game. They are not afraid to play Accra Hearts of Oak. They are confident and they've played better than Accra Hearts of Oak in this game.
Well, just look at Legon City's advantage. Struck, but again, you got a big vouch that Benjamin Asari was moving in the right position. As Legon Cities will have another throw-in from the far right hand side. Well, another corner kick is corner kick galore in the dying best of the first 45 minutes. And this is where the Philippines need to be very careful. It's just becoming a bit unusual with the way they are conceding those corner kicks. Here's Joseph. That's a lovely hit, and again Benjamin Asara picks it between the two Legon Cities players. Well, you can understand why his absence was missed a bit. There's Collins in, guiding it for Emmanuel Mankwa to pick. There's Hamza, coming up Boate inside the far side. Salidu running through the traffic of bodies, trying to steal his way, but ostensibly is at the right place. "44 minutes and a few seconds to hit the 45th minute mark." Well, you can see that was a earlier exchange between those two players. Ramsey, still Ramsey! And that's the fork! Into the lead against Legon Cities! Oh my goodness! Top class performance from Ramsey Youssef! Solely got his way into Legon Cities box. And the final release, Kwame Yazis cannot touch it. And Hasselfolk are flying in his dying minute.
This is what Accra Hearts of Oak does. Out of nothing, they score goals. They have the quality to score any team, to score against any team. Legon Cities have dominated this game. But with 1-2 touch passing, they found themselves in the box of Legon Cities and they buried the ball. It's Accra Hearts of Oak 1, Legon Cities 0.
Absolutely. Another very exciting performance. Just watch it. Picks it. Back to the fitness. And again, as if he was going down, he just released it beyond the reach of Kwame Aziz. And the youngster really becoming it. A tough weapon in the hands of Coach Abubakar Ouattara. Just look at the number of Legon Cities players. But here's Legon Cities free kick. We'll be hoping to let's get back before we head into the dressing room after that hard work in the last 45 minutes, Phil.
They've been fantastic. They've been fantastic.
Not the best of kick from Albert Yeboah. Well, 2 minutes of additional time. 1 minute and a few seconds has already been cleared. And Hearts are leading this game. They were just creating something spectacular out of nothing with the way they were playing in the last few minutes. They did not look like a team that was going to jump into the lead, but all of a sudden they managed to find a spacing. And once again is a youngster, Ramsey Youssef, that rises to the occasion with a solo dance. And here is the goal scorer. Well, certainly that ends it for the first 45 minutes. What a way to concede. Legon Cities lost focus on the pedal for a few seconds, and they would have to at least take this game from behind in the next half. Just look at it. It was Sani who picked it and found this man, Ramsey Youssef. And that is a straight sweet finish. Lots of angles for you to watch this and admire the youngster. Sweet, isn't it? Can't see this way through those traffic of bodies. And the fans at least have something to really smile about in this first 45 minutes. Well, it's half time here at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. It's Hearts of Oak 1, Legon Cities 0. Don't go anywhere as we join our colleagues at the pitch side.
University of Ghana Sports Stadium. This is the home of the Premier League, and it's Accra Hearts of Oak leading Legon Cities by a lone goal in the first half. Beautiful game, midfield action, very compact game at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. Phil Annan is here, and don't forget we're live on Metro TV, live on Original TV, as well as on Alpha TV and on the Ghana Football Association app. Phil, Accra Hearts of Oak, they are leading by a lone goal in the first half. Beautiful game by all standards.
Beautiful game, but I think Accra Hearts of Oak has been casual in this game. Legon Cities have dominated this game, I must say. They've played better, they've controlled the game, especially in midfield. They've won every 50-50 ball, and they've used the wings. They used Kamal to send in crosses into the box. JC has not, we've not seen JC as much in this game, but then Alidu and Albertamua in midfield and Nicholas Opoku have been brilliant. They've put the blocks on Collison, Hussein, and the rest in midfield, making it difficult for Accra Hearts of Oak to use the midfield to attack. They have to resort to wing play, and the wing play is also not working out. They played very well. Getting to the latter part of the game, we realized that Accra Hearts of Oak started playing the little clever passing, and that has been what has made the difference, because the little touch passes, clever little passes in the half of the Legon Cities half, they managed to break through the defense and score the first goal.
All right, so like Phil is saying, it's been a difficult game in the first half for Accra Hearts of Oak. Legon Cities, they've dominated Accra Hearts of Oak in terms of possession, and also Najid is here, and also talking of the midfield action, they've seized the midfield and they are playing, they are doing whatever they want with the ball. Like they played against the Giana Stars, we saw them creating lots of chances, but they were not able to find the back of the net. It's the same thing going to happen today, because they have created lots of chances. Talking of Legon Cities, but it's been difficult finding the back of the net.
Yeah, General, I have to swallow back my words. pattern of the game, from goalkeeping to strikers, they've done perfectly well, and they really deserve a goal. But Accra Folk took their chance. That shows maturity of a team.
All right, so I'm still live on Metro TV, live on Original TV, live on Alpha TV. This is the home of the Ghana Premier League, live from the University of Ghana, Sports Stadium. Accra Folk, they're leading by a long goal in the first half. Very soon the second half will commence. But Phil, talking of Coach Yao Echampon, we've seen how he's been able to handle his boys in the first half. Don't forget, this is his first game for Legon Cities, managing affairs for Legon Cities. This is the first time most of us we've seen Legon Cities playing with that, understand that telepathy, that aggression. And when they misses the ball, when they lose the ball, they go back, organize themselves, and make sure they get the ball and surge forward and attack Accra House of Folk. Beautiful game so far, 45 minutes for Coach Yao Echampon.
Beautiful game, like you said, and that has been the problem for Legon Cities. Tells the confidence of the coach and the team, because Accra House of Folk are playing very well in the league, and you are able to pin them to their own half, winning all the 50-50 balls and playing better against a team like Accra House of Folk. That tells you the confidence of the team and the coach.
All right, so very soon the second half will commence. But Nigeria is here. We saw Accra House of Folk. They were not effective in the midfield. The midfield was very porous. What do you think Coach Ouattara should do in the second half to fix that problem?
Gerard, you know, this is the third time that I've seen Accra folks suffering from their midfield. The first time was against Basake Holy Stars when they hosted them at Accra Sports Stadium.
Their first game this season.
And when they played against Kumasi Asante Kotoko, I also saw that. And this evening too, I'm seeing that lapses in their midfield. I know Ouattara, as I know, I think that he's going to shift a bit, because at the end of the way he's playing, Collison has been the man standing in front of the two central pair. I think that he needs somebody to complement the effort of Collison in the midfield, and it's going to help Accra Folk. To me, not that Accra Folk is not playing well, but they've met a team that are able to string their passes together. They've met a team that, when you talk about athletic, they are very, very athletic. The moment they lose the ball, you see them. And that is why they making Accra Folk a bit relaxed. I think that they shouldn't relax for Legon Cities. The way Legon Cities are playing aggressively, they should go play to their tune, and you feel relaxed. If they don't take a Legon City is going to punish them, because the kind of game that they are playing and the kind of incursions that they've made into the final third for Accra Folk, if they were able to utilize their chance, I think by now they'll be leading by 2-0.
What do you think Yao Echampon will be telling his boys in the dressing room by now?
I think he would want them to press more and stop Accra House of Folk from attacking. That's the only way they can probably, if not score or equalize, don't allow Accra House of Folk to score. But Accra House of Folk in the first half had 3 chances. The first one was when Hamza placed the ball across the goal area for Kwabena Boateng, and he was not able to connect for the goal. The second was a free kick. The third one was what it was from Esibe to Hussein to Hamza again, and he crossed the ball, and then there was a goal. He passed the ball to Ramsey, and there was a goal.
All right, the second half will commence very soon, live from the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. This is the home of the Ghana Premier League. Accra House of Folk are leading Legon Cities by a long goal at the end of the first 45 minutes. Second half will commence, handing over to our commentators. But don't forget, it's live on Metro TV, live on Original TV, live on Alpha TV, as well as on the Ghana Football Association. Up over to you, our commentators Victor and Phil Annan.
Well, we getting back for the second half department of this game, with the Phobians leading by a goal to nil. 45th in a strike from Ramsey Youssef, really separating these two teams. But again, it's been a bit symbolic performance from the Phobians in the first 45 minutes. Take nothing away from Legon Cities. They created numerous opportunities. But the big question is the big man to fight in the back of the net. That's been a big problem, and it's the missing link in this Legon City setup. Well, the transfer market is still active, and you expect coach Ya Champon at least to make a bit of signings. But absolutely dominated by Legon City, 62% as compared to that of the opponent, 38 for Hasselfolk. And again, in terms of goal attempts, it's been Legon City's showmanship with 3 attempts and just 1 for Hasselfolk, the only one they've been able to slaughter the back of the net. And they're really making things very, very difficult for Legon Cities. And again, you expect the head coach, Alex, to have a bit of word in the dressing room. And same for coach Abubakar Ouattara. And you can see what and Benjamin Asari in that tete-a-tete. Well, here's the man Ivory International, Ouattara, who has come under heavy scrutiny in the opening days of the season. After Hasselfolk lost to Baseke Holy Stats and also went all the way to Kwando to lose to Kwando Hearts of Lions. That was a real trouble within those periods, but he's been able to gel this team together. Well, so there we go for the next 45 minutes. Francis Kumate whistles for it. It's back to Kwame Azes, he picks it. Here's Aaron Cote bringing it on the right hand side. And that'll be a lovely whip up front. Maurice Husseini puts it back to his keeper. As Franca Couture left in ample of space. And you can see Legon City is in a haste to get back in his stride, pushing a lot of bodies up front. Here's Opokuinti making his way to the box and is well defended. That's Emmanuel Amankwa with that brilliant touch.
Legon Cities have picked up from where they left off in the first half and have started attacking Accra Hearts of Oak again.
You can see there was nearly a bit of trouble in Hearts of Oak box. But cross session of the bench for you, and of course the new signing that have joined the club. It's also on the bench as well. A man that is known for a lot of quality stuff. Came in for one of the best Premier League clubs in the country. Seto Sai, and he's on a 3-year deal. So we hope to see Seto Sai either in this match or It has to fork next fixtures. Here's Kemal trying to push his colleague a bit up front. Sabeti will run into the traffic of House of Folk sets. Lose our possession. Here's Hamza. Hamza picks it, looking for a bit of support. Can he get one? Here's Kapina Boateng. Looking for Sani, finds it. Imola Mankwa arriving on the left-hand side. He goes for the long hits on the best of the season. '47 minutes. And it looks like House of Folk are trying to at least minimize their errors that we saw in the first 45 minutes. Here's Collinson. Iwa. There's Osesibe. And that's a lovely drive, but again, nobody there to connect. Kamiyazes picks it. Not a bad Legon Cities side. As you heard my colleagues propose earlier on the pitch side. And again, a big problem has been the man to lead the spearhead and the man to find the back of the net.
Both coaches would have to keep reminding the players of their roles in this game. I believe certain instructions have been sent out to all the players on the pitch in the second half. And the coaches would have to keep reminding them till the very end of this game.
Wallace Yard Champon, Wallace edging his side on. And you just need to understand him. He cannot falter in his first assignment with the Royals this evening. It's a bit of clash there. Kwabena Boateng wins the challenge. Wallace right against House of Folk as Legon Cities will push some of their players up front. Back to Kemal. Alidu gives that away to Collinson, looking for Hamza. And Hamza have been blocked. The referee have none of that. Back to Kemal Suraj. Legon City is trying to attack. Osesibe not the best of clearance. And it's picked up by Benjamin Osari. That's another lovely communication, but you can see the head coach shaking his head on the touchline. That's a bit crazy, isn't it? Especially with the way and the skill it was headed the ball back to his goalkeeper, Benjamin Asari.
Ouattara is always ensuring that the boys do exactly what he wants on the pitch.
Maurice Husseini, Alidu, back to Maurice Husseini. And they'll have to use the wings once again. It's a lovely touch. Here's a J. Alidu. And it was classic away. Here's Sani. Here's got Hussein. Right into that channel. It's a straight pass. And Hussein has got the legs. Picks it. Back to Sani on the best of first touch. OJ left all alone up front this evening. And it's been pretty difficult for him. And he's trying to pick the ball, trying to move within those channels all by himself. It's always going to be difficult. I can see the ever powerful musical chapter O of Accra Folk also in the stands, really enjoying themselves. Betty Boa finds Joseph Amua. Alidu has just a heavy touch from the midfielder. Here's Collinson. That's a big touch from Sani. Here's come Kwabena Boateng. Here's got Hamza. Hits it to Ramsey. That's a clever defending from Frank Akutu. Once again, using his experience. Well, look like Hasselhoff have settled pretty well in the second half department of the game. They've been a bit more sticky now. And there'll be another throwing advantage again for the home side.
I agree with you, Victor. I think Accra Hasselhoff are playing better now in the second half. They are winning the 50-50 balls in the second half and look potent by using the wings to attack.
Well, here's Kamal Suraj, the youngster, finds his colleague Joseph Amwhite in, and he's 10 away from Osesibe, but a lot of danger still lingering around. Here's Ramsey trying to drift into the middle. Here's Gosani, picks him. And Sani waiting for a bit of support, finds Ramsey again. Again, it's not necessary. Certainly, I do not think it is necessary from Wasit.
Certainly unnecessary. He should have watched before passing and losing the ball at that area.
Oh, hold on a bit. It's a lovely hit. And again, Benjamin Asari at the right place, claims it.
Legon Cities continue to create chances, firing from all in and around the 18 to see if they can get the equalizer. They are pushing.
But this was an earlier movement from Kojo JC. Now brushed away. Oh, Sesibe. Here's Hussein. Ramsa. There's Boateng. There's Rada Mensah. Oh, Theophilus Collins in a gas locked and went down. Oh, he wins the sympathy of the referee. Francis Akumate once again. He's been, doing so well in the last 54 minutes in charge of this tie.
Alidu seemed quite physical on this occasion. And I believe Accra Hasselhoff fans will be happy to see Collison up.
That's another wasted opportunity for the Philippines. And Legon Cities in a haste to try and quickly build up from the back. That's Joseph Amwa coming from the far left-hand side. That's a lovely idea, lovely comeback. Is there anybody to connect onto it? It's still Hasselhoff, Albert. Yeba goes down. And that's a bit feeble. I think that's a pretty good decision from the referee.
I agree with you. I think it's a good decision. He went down so soft.
Well, certainly very, very soft from Albert Yeboah. Instead of focusing and trying to be a bit hard, he decided to just look at it again. Oh, it's a bit 50-50. Not too hard as so resulted in the penalty. We'll watch the movement once again. We'll laced onto his path. Joseph Amwa. Here they will have to come riot once again from the left-hand side. Legon Cities comes up somebody and let's blast it away by Ramsey Youssef. That's a great hit. Wakatok gets ready to come in. And looks to be a goodbye for the youngster Kojo JC at the moment.
We've not seen JC as much in this game like we've known him play in his previous games. He normally operates from the left wing, but on this occasion, in this game, he's been non-existent. He made some few incursions in the first half, but he's not been himself. He's not been able to play like we've known him to play.
Well, I see maybe there's a bit of change as to who is coming in. That will confirm to you. Yeah, scrapping up Boateng, trying to run on that far side. It's a big touch from Frank Akutu. Legon Cities skipper. Well, just look at it again. Oh, come on, that is a bit silly.
That's quite unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Yes, planting his elbow into the face of Kwabena Boateng. Well, it's confirmed. Kojo Jesse is up for Frederick Akatok to come in. And here comes the man in the 11, Jesse. We'll be hoping to add a lot of quality and depth to Legon Cities front line. As we prepare to receive that free kick from the far side. Speaking about Kwame Azes, quickly whips it inside. William J. Yes, Pukunti. That is back to Benjamin Asari. 58 minutes. We just 2 minutes to hit the 60th minute mark. Has the folks still hanging on to that Ramsey Yusuf's goal on the 44th minute in the first half. It's a lovely touch coming up Boateng. Hamza, oh, and again it's turned away. That's brilliant defending from Aaron Kote.
That's a clever defending. Accra Hearts of Oak once in a while occasionally breaks the defense of Legon Cities.
So you can understand why he starts into this game. Aaron Kote. He's one of the most experienced defenders for his team, and he also been unused sometimes. Tonight he's got in the take to start ahead of his other colleagues. Here's Akatok. Will not get a first touch since coming on. We'll now have it. Frederick Akatok. Back to Pukunti. Here's Akatok again, taking it to the far side. Here's Salidu. That's a clever play. Masani already covering up that space. There's another clumsy challenge between Benjamin Asari and William J. And you can see the House of goalkeeper still on the tip. Well, Benjamin Asari, what a goalkeeper he's been this season and even last season. Keeping numerous clean sheet. Well, about just look at this. He arrives first. Well, the fans really enjoying themselves in the stand. You can understand why the Philippines here in their numbers throwing their weight behind their team. And of course, you always know that anytime House of Folk wins away, it draws their fans in their numbers to show up.
A win here for Accra House of Folk will put them at the second spot on the league table, setting it up.
One of the most iconic shots of this evening. As Benjamin Asari will resume from where we left off. No confirmation of the scoreline for you. And the troubles of Legon City is really becoming a bit complex. Even as we hit the final match of the first round. Here's Salido coming forward with it. Will hit it onto the far left-hand side. Looking for Akatok. Picks it. Fails to keep his eye stuck onto the ball. Loses it. Here's Hamza. That's been brought down. And that's Frank Akoto. So we another yellow card situation, and just wondering who's going to receive it. Hamza trying to make his way front, and you can see Kamal Suraj always with a touch from behind. That's a brilliant play, and they managed to whip it away quickly. Hussein, that's a big challenge. That's a foot-up challenge.
The game is turning physical. Both teams are trying to regain possession by playing very aggressively in this game. This second half has been a ding-dong affair. Both teams are trying to stamp their authority in this game. Legon Cities hoping they get back by probably getting an equalizer and getting Accra Hearts of Oak to the edge of their seats.
Midfield, to be very sincere with you, it's been pretty boring, especially in the second half department of the game. There have been several stoppages, muddying the flow of the game. That is a bit understandable. The tempo and the expectations are high at the moment for both teams, especially for Legon Cities, who are playing away in this fixture. Playing well but struggling in front of goal has been the story this evening. That's a big dilemma.
I'll give credit to Yawa Champon. He stopped the Accra Hearts of Oak from playing their own game.
Here's Kamal Suraj, Legon Cities. Oh, that's a good goalkeeping from Benjamin Asari. And I'm sure the Hearts defenders did not really anticipate that. But again, you expect Kamal Suraj to do a bit better. Well, just have a look once again. Started by William Sejay, picked by Albert Yeboah. And again, Yeboah arriving and said late. Oh, he was trying to cross instead of deciding to go for the long hit himself. I don't think that's the best decision.
He had about 3 players in the box where he could pick one of them.
Well, Ouattara has got a bit of something to say to the man who has really stolen the headlines after their game in Sugakope at the Wafa Park. Mauliwayo looks to be the new face that will be coming on for the Phobians. Here's Joseph, whips it up front on the edge. Akatok, Boateng clears it away. Here's Morris Husseini, and it's back to Kamal Suraj at the right hand side. That's a brilliant stoppage from Ransford Mensah. And again, Captain of Boateng trying to also show, the skills that he's got, but unfortunately that will not work. Has to be Legon Cities throwing advantage. They're getting a bit frustrated now, Legon Cities.
I'll give credit to this man, Yawa Champon, for the way he set his team up and the way they are playing against Accra Hearts of Oak in this game. The confidence of his team, the way they control the ball in the game has made it very difficult for Accra Hearts of Oak to play their own game.
What the man who scored 5 goals for the Phobians. Hamza Issa is off for Mauliwayo. The man who got a brace against the Accra Lions. So that's Kunedwi Adam. Also coming in your shot at the moment. So Ransford Mensah is off, as well as Hamza Issa. And they've been replaced by Kunedi Adam and Mauliwayo. Here's Ahmed Samuel once again with a clever chip into Hack's box, but it's turned away by Osesibe. Here's Kemal Strach. Lovely footwork from Abed Yeboah. Finds Joseph Amwa. And they're looking a bit quality. Here's Abed Amwa, and it's 10 away. That will be a corner kick for Legon Cities.
Legon Cities have pushed more men forward and have intensified their attack.
What's it? 8 minutes, and Hasselhoff are still in charge of this game. Ramsey hits it against his opponent, but he'll come for it. Here's Kwabena Boateng trying to work his way onto the edge of the Legon Cities defense. A change direction of play. Hussein running his way. That's a lovely chip, but as well taken care of by Kwame Aziz. Here's Kuneri Adam. Finds Mensah. And it's picked again by Yadom once again. Sonny. Here's Collinson. Has chipped it onto the far right hand side for Hussein. Wahaso trying to pile the pressure in the last few minutes. And it's another lovely hit. Wayo gets ahead to it. Kemal Strach. This could be a big blow. Ramsey. It's still Ramsey trying to run out. And Legon Cities concede the corner kick in a bizarre manner.
The game seems to have changed with the inclusion of Mauliwayo. Accra Hearts of Oak seem to be dominating this few minutes of the game since Wayo joined the game.
Wallace got something special, Mauliwayo. Anytime he comes on, he's got a special effect. But here comes the crowd. That's a lovely goalkeeping from Kwame Aziz. Very difficult angle to keep.
Very difficult angle.
Well, again, his referee, Kumate, noticed something. That makes that advantage will stay with the home side. Across the folk, here is Seto side. Well, he's warming up the man who have been captured a couple of days ago. But this youngster, there's 22 years of age, Kwame Aziz, has come under very, very intense pressure in the second half. He was more relaxed in the first half department. As his side tried to pull out on House of Folk. But it's been the opposite story in this half. Jay waiting for it. Yes, Abetibois. Kamal Suraj signaling for it at the right hand side. And you need to bring it across, and that is a big chance for Legon Cities. And it's been stopped. And Sonny. That's a heavy touch. Has to be Pokunti. Without dangers. Coming in touch on his marker. Well, let's just have a look again. No, it's a bit quick, isn't it, Phil?
I must say that Nicolas Opokunti, Alidu and Albert Yeboah has done so well in the midfield. They've controlled the game very well and have attacked Accra Hearts of Oak very well. They've played the wing play, and most of the time the way they fight back to regain possession is very remarkable. I must give credit to them.
Well, the Royal Phobians fans also here in their numbers. As this man comes off, Sani Mohammed. And the best of news for the Hasselhoff bench. Maybe they would have to try and see if they can find replacement, or maybe Sani return and continue from where he left off. Then again, there are lots of options on Hasselhoff bench this evening. Well, we need a throwing advantage as Ransford Mensah picks it. We're looking for Mauli Wayo. Well, it seems there was a bit of push, and so the advantage will remain in the half of Legon Cities. Well, the tempo of the game has slowed a bit. Skrabina couldn't get his foot to it. Well, Sunday is back to join in the field. And with such an immediate impact, winning the free kick in a centre cycle. With Akato coming in, the danger for Hasselhoff is the fact that they should not really with too much completion and sending a lot of men up front. Their own detriment at the back. And I'm sure they really understand that better. A minute to go. And it's still Hasselhoff leading Legon Cities by a goal to nil. And interestingly, the last time Hasselhoff won against Legon Cities at home was back in 2018 when they won by 3-1. And since then, the Phobians have really struggled to really contain the Royals anytime these two sides meet. And the best of play, Hussein. And tap it away, but will stay with Morris Husseini. It's back to Kamal Suraj at the right-hand side for Legon Cities. Albert Yeboah. Here's Pokunti. That's a lovely chip, but there's nobody there to connect to it. And Hasselhoff defending so well once again. Keeping your eyes really stuck onto the ball within their own penalty box.
Legon Cities are finding spaces in the defense of Accra Hearts of Oak. Accra Hearts of Oak would have to be very careful, as Legon Cities keep controlling the game better. They use the wings and stretch the defense of Accra Hearts of Oak, finding spaces in the defense of Accra Hearts of Oak.
Oh, here's a free kick for Legon Cities. Trying everything possible to see if they can find an equalizer, which has been really hard forthcoming. Well, but let's see. Maybe this could be the moment they've been waiting for. Morris Husseini, and that's a very poor play. There's Morris. There's Abets Yeboah, giving so much space to operate. So just wondering why Hasselhoff keep watching some of these Legon Cities players, the likes of Kamal Suraj, Abets Yeboah to Alice. That's the tricky on them and make their way into their box. Maybe that question would have to be answered by the House defensive line. They look too casual at the back sometimes.
Very casual. I believe this game, Accra House of Folk were expected to dominate this game. But Legon Cities have other ideas. Yawa Champong has shown that he can play very well with this Legon Cities team. The way he set this team up against Accra House of Folk with the confidence to play against such a team is what I must give him credit for. He's done very well.
Well, so there you have it. Confirmation. Martin Kakuri comes in for Ramsey Youssef, the goal scorer. And this is where Legon City's defensive line needs to be very careful. Another quality player joining the Fort Beans. Scrapping about it. Drag to the floor and wins the sympathy of the referee. Then you can see, understand the expression on the face of Yawa Champong at this juncture. It's just not looking like it at the moment. Here's Akatok. Here's Sunny, but again the advantage. Will stay with the Phobians. And you can see why Joseph Amwa is a bit fierce with that decision. As well as Morris Husseini, the man in the Fort jersey. And you can understand why the fans, some of the fans just not happy in the stands, especially the Legon Cities fans. Absolutely disgusted by the performance of your team in the second half, especially. With a lot of hope, or a lot of nuggets to pick from the first 45 minutes. Minutes played. Here's Kemal Suraj. Finds William Ajay. He's got Akato close by. Another best of 1-2 pass between these two players. And you can see Ouattara on the sighted despite leading. Well, we got double substitution. We've got Abdul coming in as well as Brustego, the man in the 17th shirt. Here's Sani. Osesibe, that's a long drive up front. Trying to pick Martin Kakari, couldn't pick him. And here's Joseph Amwa. Here's Mensah. Well, right, this is it. That's for the Mensah. He's been a very quality player since coming in, scoring against Bechim with a lovely free kick from the far on this very tough. And since then, he's not really found the back of the net, the left back. Yes, Alidu goes to the ground and he wins the free kick. Emmanuel Amankwa also gets into the book of the referee. Double yellow card, and it's a matching order for the right back. And Hasselhoff in some deep trouble at the moment.
That was unnecessary. It's a yellow card offense. So I believe he deserved the card. He shouldn't have sent it, he shouldn't have put the ball away.
Well, so here was it. Hasselhoff reduced to 10 men after 81 minutes. And there's the right back, Emmanuel Amankwa, who received 2 yellow cards, translates into that red card you see on your screens at the moment. It's a bit unnecessary. And let's see if Legon Cities can take advantage of the men they've got at the moment. Here's Yaya. Franco Koto is 10 away. It's a big jump. That's Martin Kakari getting into that clumsy challenge with Joseph Amwa. When the two players staying on the ground. Just look at it again. Landed awkwardly. And you can understand why some of the fans are quiet at the moment in the stand. One of their players have been sent off. And it means that this win is just hanging by a thread. Well, seems they are good to continue with the game. Martin Kakari has squatted out. And Haas cannot really wait so much time, especially with such incidences, knowing that already they've got a man down. And it means that other players who fail to, join the field will drastically reduce their number. Just 5 minutes left of normal 90 minutes. And let's see if the Phobians can hang on. Here's Sani trying to carve his way into the box. Yes, Yaya coming for a rotate. And Mustego. Oh, there's Akatok. Couldn't really make his way past Ransford Mensah. What is the free kick? And you're just trying to edge closer to the equalizer. That's a strong challenge. Goal kick at the moment and has relief of the big pressure.
The problem of Legon Cities has always been goal scoring. They play so well, they create so many chances, but they can't score goals. They've played very well in this game.
it. As Hussein goes off. And it's Yaya Draman who comes in to ensure the right back position.
Hussein has been sacrificed in this game while Yaya comes into the position of the right back where Emmanuel Amankwa was playing.
So let's see what Yaya Draman will be bringing to that far right hand side as we've done 88 minutes, 44 seconds. With less than 2 minutes to go for a normal time. And I'll be very interested in the additional time the center referee will be adding on to this match. Looking at the numerous controversies we've seen so far. That's entry. There's Fusaini. And Salidu. Back to Morris Fusaini. There's Akatok. Kabina Boateng. Here's Wayo. And finally, Hasselhoff have the advantage. "89 minutes. And Legon Cities know that the time is really ticking. In the last 7 away matches, they've just picked 1 point this season. And the dilemma, the agony looks to be continuing, except something spectacular happens in the next few minutes. Yes, Fusaini, that's a long drive at the right hand side. That's all taken care of by SSB. So you can take 6 minutes of additional time. That's lots of minutes for the away side, but for the home side, Accra Hartlepool, they'll certainly not be excited. But again, it's a bit understandable. Lots of stoppages. That's a touch from Sani. Gives it away. Here's Yaya. And it's miskilled. And has really surviving that one. You can see Ouattara very furious on the touchline. You just look at it again. Absolutely outclassed on that occasion.
This sums up the day for Legon Cities. It's been miss upon misses. Accra Hearts of Oak themselves haven't played very well, but they've been able to manage a goal in this game. It's been a tricky fixture for Accra Hearts of Oak because of Yao Achampong coming in to take up at the helm of Cities.
What I feel interestingly, the narrative is that Legon City is still very dominant in the second half after showing the same character in the first 45 minutes. But all of that amounting to nothing on the score sheet. There's Bruce Tego. Entry and it's stopped. That's a clever work. Here's Wayo. Well, 2 minutes of the additional time cleared. It looks to be Akatok who is the culprit. Just look at it again. When receiving the ball, and it's Alidu just bumping into his man.
The plan was to stop him from moving. By any means, he would have to stop him.
Oh, it's a heavy track, right?
Exactly.
Yes, Martin Kakari, beautiful work from him. Leaves it for Maoli. It's possessed by Alidu. Sunny, that's a lovely crossing into the channel. Nobody to pick it. Has come out. Finds Franco Couture, his keeper. 3 minutes and can Hasselhoff hang on. Here's Collins in. House really now trying to quell into their defensive cells instead of trying to attack. Always being a bit cautious after being reduced to 10 men. There's Brustego, Morris Fuseni. Lessing it onto the path of Brustego again. Here comes the crossing, and again Benjamin Asari picks it. What a fantastic season he's having. After crossing carpet from Accra Great Olympics. Has been the number one for the 21-time Ghana Premier League champions. That's a lovely catch. And Sonny has got a pace. I'll be looking for a bit of support. Well, it's not got a strength. That's a funny narrative. That at least Hasselhoff trying to waste a bit of seconds. Unless to stay relevant into this game. Yes, Akatok found again on the right-hand side. Yes, Alidu. Yes, entry. Fuseni. And that's a grounder. Yes, Wayo. And it's blasted away into Legon Cities territory. "95 minutes, 5 minutes of the 6 minutes of additional time cleared with just a few seconds to go. And here's Bruce Tego for Legon Cities trying to make his way into the box. Here's Kwabena Boateng. Here's Sani. Back to Kwabena Boateng again. This could be special. I'm trying to send it down to the corner. Sassily waits it. Kwabena Boateng. He's taking against Hasselhoff. Cut that a bit. That's certainly that answers here. For Legon Cities. Hasselhoff victorious. After 6 years of beating Legon Cities at home. The last time they did was back in 2018. And under coach Abubakar Ouattara, this will be a famous victory. And again, it's the youngster Ramsey Youssef goal that really made a difference. And Legon Cities troubles continue. Stacked at the 18th position with just 11 points. And the our champion has got some hurdles to cross with the Royals this season. One man of the match going to Mohamed Hussein for that exciting play. It's been all over. We'll be joining our colleagues very soon, but don't go anywhere. It's full time at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. Hasselhoff 1, Legon Cities 0.
All right, so it's all over.